Hello and welcome. My name's Sarah Parker, and today we're going to talk a little bit about our psychological immune system. We know a lot about our physical immune system, that part of our bodies that protects us and defends off illnesses. But what about psychologically? I guess when we're struggling, when we're feeling unwell emotionally, psychologically, we think we've got to do a lot. We think we've got to work hard to get ourselves to a better space. What if that's not true? What if that's not always the case? What if our minds work just like our bodies? So when we cut ourselves, we don't need to do very much, and our skin will naturally heal. It will always work. Our bodies will always work towards restoring well-being, whatever's happening. Sometimes when we have a more major injury, that takes a little bit longer, and it might need some support from your doctor or from specialists. But our bodies will still work towards healing, towards recovery. And our minds do the same. We just don't often trust that they do. But if you think about it in the same way, we often find ways of getting through tricky times. We might use drugs or alcohol, or we might starve ourselves, or we might binge, or we might use certain patterns of behaviours that in the beginning bring us a little bit of peace of mind, bring us a little bit of calm from our difficult thinking. But very soon they become quite habitual and they become part of the problem. And then we think we've got to do more to solve the problem that we've created, which was our attempt to look after ourselves in the first place. What if we see we can do less? What if we see, rather than trying to fix everything, we need to step back and see that we're not those problems. We are the experiencer of those problems. We're not here to experience problems all of the time. But sometimes we can't see a way out, and we do more and we do more. And sometimes that doing more takes us further into the woods of problems, not out again. So I guess this little guy here shows beautifully for me that sometimes when our worlds feel a little bit unstable and rocky, we wobble. And we wobble for a while. Depending on how unstable the world feels and looks to us, we will wobble. That's human nature. But also built into our human nature is the ability to steady ourselves, the ability to bring calm and to return to that upright position where we stay. This is our home base. This is where our psychological well-being is most profound. And yet, when the world gets involved and it moves, we wobble. But that's just a really great indicator to let us know that what's going on around us is impacting on our psychological well-being. It's creating some wobble, it's creating some distress, and we're not in our upright position. And when we feel that wobble, that's time to slow down perhaps. It's time to see that we're not at our best. But rather than doing more, which likely involves us getting more involved in a wobbly world, the key is to do less. The key is to let everything steady and slow down. And we will return to stillness. We'll return to calm naturally. It's how our minds work. It's inbuilt. The times when we don't return to that calm are often when our thinking gets involved. We think we have to be a certain way. We think we have to do certain things. We think. And thinking's a great tool to experience the world with, but it can sometimes get in the way of our emotional, psychological well-being, of us experiencing that, our home base, our place where we are calm, we are stillness. And so all of the doing in the world will likely create more thinking. Less doing hopefully will create less thinking, which will create less contacting with the outside world and more contacting within our home base, that place of clarity, of peace of mind, of joy. So when you feel your psychological wobbles coming on, which they will, they do for all of us, try stepping back, try knowing and trusting that you have that immune system that is always working in your favour, always working to steady you. And if it's taking longer than you want it to, maybe it just needs a bit more help and support, a bit more time. It's not broken. We're never broken. But sometimes our thinking gets in the way of us seeing that and trusting that we will return to health, we will return to well-being. So notice your wobbles, notice what you do with them, and check out what it might be like to do a little bit less, to just let those wobbles happen and love ourselves through them. Love ourselves back to that home base of clarity and peace of mind. And check out how long it takes, without judgment, without trying to make it quicker or slow it down. Just let your mind step out, let your busy thinking step out, and allow that psychological immune system to do its stuff whenever you can. I'll be back again soon. Thank you for listening and take good care. Bye bye for now.